At the 48th Phyllis Schlafly Eagle Council, we sat down with Scott Presler, a conservative activist who recently organized a large-scale trash cleanup in Baltimore. Scott Presler, wonderful to have you on American Thought Leaders.
Thank you so much.
So Scott, you know, you've been a conservative activist now for a while, and you've been doing something very, very interesting, which is going to big cities and cleaning up giant amounts of garbage.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how this came about and what the idea is behind it.
Well, you know, I was inspired by President Trump's tweet. He did bring national attention to the city of Baltimore. But you know, I'm a man of action. Everybody was chirping, tweeting, Facebooking, but nobody actually wanted to come up with a solution to the problem of trash in Baltimore. So I put out one simple tweet and I said, I'm gonna go to the city of Baltimore, even if it's just me standing on a street corner picking up trash. Okay. And I didn't realize what I had done. I had unleashed the floodgate because all of these people all across the country said, Scott, I want to help. What can I do? So within 6 days, we organized over 170 volunteers to pick up 12 tons of trash in 12 hours in the city of Baltimore.
That's astounding. And this is just via Twitter?
Just with one tweet. You know, so people say to me, I'm only one person, I don't matter, I don't count. But look at me, I'm an example. You know, for those of people who don't know me, I was a dog walker. So this dog walker has inspired now, with one tweet, the nation to go into inner cities and actually pick up trash out of an act of love.
It's really fascinating. So what are the reactions to this? You know, army of volunteers descending presumably from around the country, as you're saying. I guess there's some local folks too, yes, getting in on the action. Tell me, so what does it look like on the ground? We've actually done a bit of reporting on this, I know.
Yes, thank you.
Peter, right? But how was it on the ground? What kind of reactions did you experience? And what kind of, I guess you should also tell me what kind of garbage you found.
Sure. Well, within 5 minutes, yeah. First we got there on August 5th. And when we were setting up our tent at 7 o'clock in the morning, this woman named Lisa, who is actually Freddie Gray's aunt in West Baltimore. Okay. I didn't find out until later. She said, what are you guys doing here? I said, well, Miss Lisa, we are here to pick up trash today. And she responded with thankfulness, with gratefulness. And people can't see right now because I'm sitting down, but I am 6'5" tall. And I made a promise to 81-year-old, 4'10" Louise, when we were there the first time. And I said, Miss Louise, we're gonna come back. And she was shocked when we did come back. We kept our promise, and I think it meant a lot to the people of Baltimore. These are the forgotten people. These are people who have been neglected by the representation. And here we are, outsiders, private citizens from other states, but we wanted to show them, I love you, I value you, I respect you, and that's why I'm here.
Where did you put this garbage?
Well, at first we didn't get help from the city. We applied for permits for dumpsters the first time, and we were not only denied dumpsters, but we were denied dumpsters the day after we cleaned up 12 tons of trash. So we spent $1,500 on roll-off dumpsters, which are 30-yard, 3-ton dumpsters that we paid for out of our pocket in donations. And we were able to pick up the trash from the city and then bring it out of the city and make sure that we were removing it from Baltimore.
Right, it's those big trucks that kind of drop the thing. Okay, wow.
We picked up everything. We did find some animals. There were a few hypodermic needles, but there were also other things like building materials, furniture, couches, mattresses. I mean, you could really build your own home from the amount of debris that we found within that trash. And we need the city to step up. They own many of the abandoned buildings, the bandos that are there in Baltimore, and that's where the illegal dumping is happening. It's not Miss Louise that's doing the dumping. It's people from outside of the city that are bringing trash into it. And she can't clean up 12 tons of trash by herself. So we need the city to step up, partner with the local community, and we're gonna come back on Saturday, October 5th for Baltimore Cleanup #3. And actually, get this, today, right now, we're going to have volunteers visit Miss Louise's house and plant flowers in her garden. So we're not only picking up trash, but we want to beautify, inspire, motivate these people in Baltimore.
And you're saying these are some of the most hard done by neighborhoods, so
Yes.
to speak, in the city. Do you remember which ones?
We were in downtown West Baltimore at the corner of North Fulton Avenue and Westwood Avenue. I mean, literally, this is the site of where the Freddie Gray protests were. This is where there are shootings almost every single week. This is a very dangerous part of town. But despite the danger, despite the violence, we were welcomed. And I think people really need to hear that.
So tell me a little bit more about what else you do. You know, you're kind of, when I think of you as the voter registration guy. I always see tweets from Scott about, I registered this many people, I worked on this. What is that all about?
Well, people definitely know me as the guy who will ask somebody, are you registered to vote at your current address? And that's what I'm doing. I've spent the last 6 months traveling the country, teaching people how to register new voters. I've been to Connecticut, South Carolina, North Carolina, Iowa, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, and I'm going to Texas, and unfortunately, I have to go to Hawaii. I'm really disappointed that I have to go and spend a week in Hawaii. But yes, I want people to understand the importance of our constitutional republic. Notice I did not say we're a democracy, we're a constitutional republic. And truly, if you want to have a voice, then you have to register to vote in order to affect our elections.
Fascinating. So it sounds like you're going to a lot of swing states, but,
Yes.
But Hawaii, is Hawaii a swing state?
It is not. Hawaii has actually been traditionally a democratic state, but I want people to understand we need to be everywhere. Don't just look at a state and say, oh, this is how it's going to be. We're going to go to California and Oregon and Washington and Colorado and Connecticut and Rhode Island and Maine. We want to go where people feel disenfranchised. We want to go where people feel disillusioned, very much like the city of Baltimore with the trash cleaning up. My main message is I want people to know we are a movement based on love and encouragement and positivity. And in everything that I do, whether I'm picking up trash, whether I'm walking dogs, whether I'm registering voters, I want people to know that this is love.
Scott Presler, what a great place to finish up.
Thank you, Jan, and the Epoch Times.